Yes, yeah, good evening all. So before I start, can anyone please confirm whether my voice is clear, whether the screen is visible or not? Yes.
Yes.
Then thank you. So we had a demo session, right? In the demo session, just we had one demo session previously. So why Python? Who can learn Python, right? There are no prerequisites for learning Python. And if just I'll take 5-10 minutes what we have discussed the previous demo session, right? Who can learn Python? Anybody, right? There is no prerequisites for Python. Anybody can update with Python. The statements look like normal English statements. And what kind of applications we are developing using Python, and which companies are using Python today. Topmost applications built using Python. The features, comparison with other programming, and reasons why Python is suddenly super popular and scope and job market of Python, right? So I define Python in 5 lines. It's a general purpose programming language. Any kind of applications we can develop using Python, like automation applications, web applications, gaming applications, embedded applications, networking applications, desktop applications, right? So it's not like purpose based, it's any kind of applications. It has got multi-programming features. What all the features we see in different other programmings? All the features we see here, Python, right? It's a high-level language. Low-level language are not understandable, but high-level language like Python are easily understandable, and they can run on all the hardwares and all the operating system. Interpreted language, line-by-line execution, which makes debugging easy. User-friendly or programmer-friendly programming language, which provides simple syntaxes, right? Which looks like normal English statements. So I was discussing there are two types of languages, right? Low-level languages and high-level languages. Low-level languages like assembly level or machine level languages. They are not human understandable, they are not portable, and they are machine dependent. They are machine dependent, right? Yes. But high-level languages like Python, they are human understandable. They look like normal English statements, portable, and machine independent. They can run on all the hardwares and all the operating systems. So as part of the course, right, what I'm going to discuss, and Python has got what programming features? It has got procedural oriented programming features like C language, object oriented programming features like C++, Java. It has got scripting features like shell script, and modular programming features like Modular 3. Because of this modular programming, I said Python has got great boom because of thousands of modules it is providing for different environments, right? 89,300 modules Python is providing. And we can write many automation scripts using Python. As compared to complex shell script, we can go with Python script. And even if you see by default in any Linux flavor, in Linux operating system, by default, you will get Python as inbuilt. And object-oriented programming features, which provide security, reusability, and flexibility features, Python has got. And even procedural-oriented programming features. Right? And where this Python is mostly used, see, thousands of models Python has got, right? Yes. For data science, for big data, for networking, for testing, for operating system, for every database, it is providing module. For every file format, it has got modules. Within that, we have got many built-in functions for performing the operations. For mathematical operations, we have got Python providing. For statistical operations, for graphs, any types of graphs we can generate using Python. And generally, what kind of applications we are developing today means web applications, right? Mostly we are developing web applications, right? At a rapid speed, you can develop web application using like Python framework like Django. It's a framework of Python. It has got its own database like SQLite 3. It has got its own application server. Like my voice is audible to all. Can anyone please confirm that once again?
Yeah, it's audible.
Thank you. So automation applications today, if we talk, in data science, in ML, DL, in artificial intelligence, right? Total implementation going in Python. So this machine learning, we have got many techniques, all the techniques to implement, we require a language, right? So Python is the mostly chosen, mostly used to programming for implementing this data science, writing automation scripts in IoT, in robotics, even in DevOps, right? Python is one of the best scripting language with vast varieties of libraries, right? Yes. Even in big data environment today, we have got great boom in this Spark environment, right? Spark with Python, right? We select PySpark, people from data engineering background. And for scientific applications, Python providing CP, scientific Python. And for numerical analysis, we have got NumPy, numerical Python. For gaming, for game development, right? Separate frameworks like Pygame, PyCora, right? For developing games in Python. And PySci for 3D rendering libraries, right? For 3D games. And for graphical applications for animations, Python has got models for every environment, right? It has providing for scheduling, airflow, for testing and test cases, for software development, Python is used. For business applications, right? Python is one of the best choice in developing e-commerce sites, right? And for networking applications, separate framework Python is provided, right? Like Twisted Python for extracting data or scrapping data, web scrapping, we say from different sites. We have got models Python is providing. For audio and video applications, like we have got a TIM player, C player, some examples, right? Yes. Is my voice breaking to all? Can anyone please confirm? Is my voice clear or not? Or is it breaking?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir, it's
Clear.
clear, sir.
It's clear, right?
Clear.
So if so, yes, it's Priyanka, right? Yes, it's from your side, right? Check your network connectivity. So yes, for CAD applications, for 3D CAD applications, for embedded applications, the most famous embedded application like Raspberry Pi, which uses Python script for data analysis. For computer visions, right? Today we are doing a lot of applications getting developed for face detection, color detection, object detections, right? In robotics, writing automation scripts, right? And for desktop single user console applications, Python is preferred, right? So these are some, in this way, many applications, it's not for a particular purpose, right? It's not like purpose based, any kind of applications can develop. Which companies are using Python today? Top most applications built using Python means Google using Python for its web search systems, YouTube using Python for its video sharing service. In check in the, okay, Yahoo, Instagram built using Python, right? The main reason for Instagram choosing Python, right? Python multi-programming features, hybrid features, even NASA using Python for its research and development activities. Uber pricing algorithm implemented using Python and ML. Quora, Reddit, Pinterest, Dropbox are the applications built using Python. Netflix using Python, right, for security automation and for subscription related things. Massively multiplayer online games uses Python. Maya, a powerful 3D animation, which uses Python script. iRobot for military and commercial operations. For hardware testing, right? Companies like IBM, Seagate, Qualcomm, all this, they use Python for hardware testing. So reasons which makes Python super popular, right? Mainly, right? Very less coding you see in Python as compared with any other programming, right? Not even 1/4 coding. Very simple syntaxes. Looks like normal English statements. Multi-programming features. Just now I discussed, right? Like object-oriented, scripting, procedural-oriented, modular program. We can easily interact with the Python statement by statement. For every statement, it gives output or response, right? This kind of interaction is not possible in other programming. And wide varieties of applications. Just now I discussed, right? Many applications we can develop using Python. And many built-in modules, 89,300 inbuilt modules Python is providing, right, for every neuron, right? So now coming today, just I'll be discussing, right, something about the Python software foundation before I go with Python installations, Python versions, and Python execution modes, right? Before I go with the installations or the versions or execution modes, you need to know something about the PSF, Python Software Foundation, right? Python Software Foundation. Yes. I say like PSF. So yes, it is a non-profit organization, PSF, right? It is a non-profit organization devoted towards Python community. So this PSF, it was launched in the year. It was launched. Python was introduced in the year 1989, but this PSF was launched in the year 2001, more than 22 years, 23 years ago, right? The main objective of this Python Software Foundation, right? To foster the development, of Python from version to version, right? Yes. And in the year 2005, right? Python Software Foundation, yes, PSF received Computer World Horizon Award. It received Computer World Horizon Award for the cutting edge technology, right? And the president for this, the same personality who introduced Python, Guido van Rossum. The same personality, right? He's the president, he's the founder of Python. And where are the headquarters located? Headquarters, right? Headquarters in Delaware, US. Official website of Python, right? Official website, right? Official website of Python, www.python.org. Python.org is the official website from where we are going to download Python, right? And we can see the documentation for each and every Python release. So before I go with the installation, you need to know something about the Python versions. Python versions, right? Yes. Python 1.x version, right? 1.1, 1.2, 1.3. The first version was released in the year 1989. Python 2.x, 2.1, 2.2, right? It was released in the year 2000. The version what we are using currently, right? Python 3 version, right? Yes, Python 3.x. Python 3.x was released in the year 2008, almost like 16 years ago, right? It was released same Python 3 version only we are using. Latest version of Python, right? Yes. 3 Python, right? Python 3.12, right? We are using Python 3.12. Stable version, right? Stable version of Python. Stable version of Python. Python 3.11. Stable version is nothing but mostly used version, right? Mostly used version. Okay. Yes. Okay. This is the version what we are going to install is Python 3.12. Right. Stable version is the mostly used version 3.11, right? Yes. Now check it, Python installation. Hardly it takes 2 minutes to install Python. So before I go with the installation, right? Just I'm going to show you from the scratch. So, sorry. So first, I'll try to uninstall this Python from my system. So, So Python is providing multiple soft, one second. Yes, uninstallation was successful, right? So just Python is going to provide multiple softwares for multiple environments, right? Like for Windows, for Linux, for Mac OS. For Windows, for Linux, no need of any installation. By default, Python comes as inbuilt, right? Within the Linux machine, within the Linux operating system. For Windows, it is going to provide 32-bit and 64-bit. For Windows, for Windows 32-bit separate software, Python software. For Windows 64-bit, it provides a separate Python software. How will you check whether it is 32-bit or 64-bit, right? How can you check whether it is a 32-bit or 64-bit? Okay. So just go to this Explorer, File Explorer. Right click on your PC or computer, right click on your PC or computer, right. And say, right click on your PC and say properties. Will display the properties, but it says it is 32 or 64. So it's 64-bit, right? If anybody using older versions of Python, if you have got 32-bit operating system, you are supposed to download 32-bit Python software. So here it is 64-bit. I am going to download 64-bit Python software. So just I'll go to this, just open this browser, right? Just open this browser, Chrome. What is the official website of Python? www.python.org. Python.org, right? Yes, if I say enter, right, it will. This is the official website of Python, where we can see that downloading Python and documentation for the Python, right? For each and every Python release, documentation will be available. What are the new features you got? What are the features that has got removed? Everything you can see within the docs, Python docs. And for downloading all releases, you can click. Just scroll down to the bottom of the page. It is showing active Python releases. Don't go for active Python releases. Looking for a specific release. Looking for a specific release. Okay. For the last 20 years, what all the versions, right? Everything you can see here, right? From 2001 onwards. June 22, 2001, Python 2 version onwards, right? Many versions was released. All the versions you can see. Yes. The version, right? 3.12.3 on April 9, 2024. Almost like 40 days back it was released. So just 3.12.3, looking for a specific release. Click this 3.12.3. Yes. 3.12.3 you can select. Yes. Scroll down to the bottom of the page. Scroll down to the bottom of the page, right? So Windows installer 64-bit for 64-bit, Windows installer for 32-bit, and for Mac OS 64-bit universal installer, right? So if it is 64-bit, right, just click this, then automatically your download started. Can you check here? Download in progress. Download in performance. Just it is 25.5 MB of size, right? Just 25 MB of size. So go to the downloads folder and click this exe file which was downloaded. Otherwise, click this. Yes. So go to your python.org website. In that downloads, all releases. Scroll down and check for looking for a specific release. Select 3.12.3, download and install it. Don't immediately go for installation. Don't immediately go for installation, right? Yes. First, before you go with the installation, add Python to path. See, generally in Java, you'll be setting manually the path. Go to an environment variables, lot of things you do, right? Create. But in Python, while installation only, you can add it to just add Python to path. That's enough. You don't need to set anything manually again. Whenever Python is going to get added to the path variable of OS, it is going to be recognized from any drive from your system. And go for customized installation. Here automatically everything is selected, right? Documentation, pip, ideally Python test suite, say all these are selected, right? Just say next. Here also everything installation location, right? Somewhere where it is getting installed in C, in users, in Dell, in app data, local, programs, Python 312. In C, users, Dell, app data, local, programs, Python. So just remove this big path, right? Remove this entire big path. Because tomorrow, if you want to locate Python, you need to go to those many subdirectories. It's too difficult. And tomorrow, if you want to install Python modules also, you need to entire path has to be specified. So just I'm installing Python in the C drive. In Python 3.12, 3.12, Python 3.12 is a folder which is going to get created automatically. And within that 3.12 folder, Python is going to get installed. Just see this, the location you provide. So most of you immediately say next and install, right? Tomorrow where your Python is located, and tomorrow if you want to install every module, you need to give the entire path. So just say install, hardly it takes 1 minute for installation. Yes. Python development libraries, standard libraries, Python interpreter. So everything gets installed, right? So once it is got installed, right, let us check whether it is properly installed or not, right? Okay, fine. So almost done with the installation, right? Now, so during the session, if you have got any queries, right, you can unmute yourself and you can ask the queries through ICE, or you can type your query in the chat panel also, right? Yes. And giving responses also, right? You can unmute yourself and give response wherever I type this Python statements, right? You're supposed to respond and through ICE or through chat. So setup was successful, close it. So at the bottom in the search, I'll type CMD to enter and say enter to go to the command prompt, to go to the command prompt. Just type Python here and say enter. Just to say Python and say enter. The Python version is displayed here. Python version is displayed. And the Python interpreter at 3 arrow symbol you can see. The Python is successfully installed, and you can see this. If you want to check, you can interact with Python 3 plus 6, 23 into 45, giving response, right? X as 10, Y as 3. What is X? What is Y? What is X plus Y? For every statement, it gives response, right? X into 2, 10 into 2, x to the power of 2, 10 square, x equal to Ajay. One string I'm providing. No need to define the data types here. Directly, we can provide these values. X plus Y, friends, right? Ajay Kumar, Ajay string concatenation, right? So x equal to, just I was saying hello. X into 3 prints hello for 3 times. X into 5 prints hello for 5 times. If you say quit, you will come out of this, right? Yes. Interpreter, 3 arrow symbols, right? So that is what Python is installed successfully in your system. It's working fine. People who are from Linux environment, right? If you have got Linux by inbuilt within the Linux operating system, if you want the latest version of Python to be installed, so just use the command. Everything you are going to do from the root user, apt-get install Python 3.12. This command is going to install the latest version of Python in your Linux machine. It automatically downloads and installs, right? So that is regarding Python installation. Python execution modes, right? Yes. Python execution modes, 2 modes of execution, right? 2 modes of execution. First one is interactive mode. Second is like batch mode. So Python provides 2 modes of execution. One is interactive mode. Interactive mode means just now I discussed what statement by statement you can type and getting response. Here in the interactive mode, here we directly type Python statements on the interpreter. Python is an interpretation language, line by line execution. We have got interpreter. We directly type Python statements on the interpreter, right? And the user can easily interact. Here we directly type Python statements on the interpreter and the user can easily interact with the Python. And the user can easily interact with Python statement by statement. See what is the advantage of this interactive mode? What is the advantage for example, if you don't know about any particular Python functionality, right? You can type in check what output it is going to provide, right? To test the functionalities, of Python, right? And to learn Python, to test the functionalities of Python and to learn Python. But for developing applications, right? For developing applications, this interactive mode is not preferred. We go for batch mode, right? Here we write batch of statements, set of statements. See here in batch mode, we'll create a .py file like other programming, like .c or .java. Here we'll be providing .py, right? Here we write set of statements within the editors or IDEs. IDEs means integrated development environment. I'll discuss what are they. We write set of statements within the editors or IDEs and save it. Save it as .py extension. Within the editors, and save it by using .py extension and later submit it to Python Later submit to. Okay, what are the various editors where we can write the Python code, right? And where we can create a .py file. Within the notepad, you can write this Python code and create a .py file. If you got edit plus, you can write within that and create a .py file. In Linux, VI editor and nano editor, we can write this Python code and create a .py file for this. So this editors, right? Various editors. We talk about the various IDEs. Various IDEs, right? Integrated development environment. Python is providing different IDEs like PyCharm, PyDev, Komodo, Spider, PyCharm, PyDev, Komodo, Spider, Eclipse, NetBeans, Jupyter Notebook, Jupyter, right? VS Code, right? VS Code. So PyCharm, PyDev, Komodo, Spider, Eclipse, NetBeans, Jupyter Notebook, and VS Code, PyCharm. So you can say, right, why you may ask why these many IDs, right? Why not one or two IDs? Python is used for different environments, right? Different environments are using different IDs. For example, for data science, Spider is mostly preferred. Jupyter Notebook is mostly preferred for data analysis. And in big data also, right? A Jupyter Notebook is preferred. Spider is preferred. For typical web applications, PyCharm is mostly preferred. VS Code is preferred. Among all these, the mostly used one is PyCharm is the mostly used, right? Among all this, even, right? So these are the various editors and IDs, right? Yes. Yeah. Developing the first Python application, right? Within a editor, later I'll show you in IDs. So yes, example like Notepad. So as of now, we didn't discuss anything about Python, right? We didn't discuss anything technicals or basics, right? So just what I do, just to open Notepad and write the following statements. See, just I'll take two values, x as 10, y as 20, right? I want to perform some kind of arithmetic operations. I'm not going to do any other operation, just arithmetic like addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division, right? X plus y, x minus y, x into y, and x by y, right? Yes. Right? Yes. Developing the first Python application. What I do, I'll just copy this to a separate notepad file, right? Yes. Okay, I'm pasting here. So file save, right? I created a separate folder for this batch, right? Yes. In C drive, there is a Python 10 p.m. batch. So in the last class, I created a separate folder for this batch, right? So I'm saving it as sample1.py extension, right? Sample1.py, right? Yes. So just I'm writing here, just saved as. Sample1.py, yes. And now submit this file, and now submit this file to Python, submit this file to Python as. So how we are going to submit means just at the bottom in the search panel, type CMD, otherwise go to the command prompt. Yes, go to the command prompt. Just type Python, don't say enter, it will go to interactive mode. Just specify the path of your Python file in the C drive. in the C drive, yes, Python 10 p.m. batch, right? Python 10 p.m. batch, right? Within that sample1 dot py, yes, just we have written the code. The file name, in which folder and in which drive it is present, the entire path submit to Python 10 plus 20, 10 minus 20, 10 into 20, 10 by 20, right? Yes, just say Python. Even in the Linux environment also, right? Just type Python and give the file path. You are going to get the response within the terminal, right? Yeah. But here, what is your observation, right? But here we are writing the code. We are writing the code at one place. We are writing the code at one place within the notepad and executing at the other place, right? And executing at the other place. Where you are executing at the other place means within the command prompt, right? You are executing. But to write and execute at the same place. But to write and execute at the same place, we have IDLE, Integrated Development Learning Environment, right? So Integrated Development Learning Environment, which comes along with Python installation, using which we can write and execute. We can write and execute at the same place. Right? So we are writing in one notepad and executing at the command prompt, right? So instead of that, writing and executing at the same place, right? Okay, that's fine. Mm, So how to open this IDLE, right? Just type IDLE here in the search. IDLE. You got IDLE Python 3.12, right? Select it. You will get a Python shell like this. In this way, you will get a Python 3.12 shell. This one way of opening. Otherwise, at the bottom, start programs, right? Just click it and just say all apps. Click your all apps. Check where all your programs are installed. Let's go to Python 3.12. If you click, what is the first thing you see here? IDLE. Either you can type IDLE in the search. Otherwise, you can just click this IDLE, right? So by default, it opens in the interactive mode. So 3 plus 4, I'm asking, it gives the response. But I doesn't want interactive mode. I want batch mode. So here you won't see any run option, right? So just I'll copy the same code. I'll just copy the same code, right? 10, 20 and this. So once this Python shell is opened, right? This ideally this Python shell gets opened. File, new file you say, right? File, new file. You can write your code here itself and you can run here, the run option is there, right? So writing the code here itself, save it first. Right. So I said within the 10 p.m. Python 10 p.m. batch, right? Yes. Sample2.py, right? Yes. Run module. Just say run module 10 plus 20, 10 minus 20, 10 into 20, and 10 by 20, right? Yes. So writing here itself and executing here itself, run module. Understood, right, everyone? So instead of writing in notepad and executing in the command prompt, no need to give the entire file path, just write it here, run it here. So later I discuss in IDE step how to download step by step, how to download an IDE. how to install and how to run the Python code within that IDE with some examples I'll show you. Fine. So today just I was briefing you about these things, right? Yes. So Python software foundation, just introduction to Python, the applications, reasons which makes it super popular, and Python various programming features, and defining Python. Okay. So this is what we have discussed in today's session, right? Python software foundation. So the official website python.org, Python version 3 version, right? Python installation, Python execution modes, interactive mode and batch mode, various editors, various IDEs, developing the first Python application, right? So in the tomorrow session, just I'll be entering into the technicals of Python, right? Yes, data types, variables. Okay. So yes, so developing the first Python application, right? The tomorrow session, just I'll be going with the technicals of Python, right? Yes. I think the coding part we are going to start. From tomorrow, we'll be having interactive sessions. So means the coding will be starting. So it's not like huge codings, right? We'll be having simple codes, simple coding, right? Yes. Fine. Once again, you can just go through that course content, right? Yes. So in brief, in depth, we'll be discussing that Python history, applications, advantages, versions, operations, Python modes, interactive mode, batch mode, editors, IDs, data types, constants, variables, comments, escape sequences, operators, different IDs, right? Working on different IDs, Jupyter, Spider, Eclipse, NetBeans, flow controls, looping statements, strings, collections, lists, tuples, sets, dictionaries in Python, functions, different arguments, default, non-default, keyword, non-keyword, modules in Python, packages, errors and exceptions, right? File handling, object-oriented programming concepts, regular expressions, right? Different models related to different environments I'll be discussing, right? Database connectivity. I'll be showing you how to install one database and how to work with the database operations later, like Python database connections, transaction management, data and time module, OS module, advanced concepts like iterators, generators, closers, decorators, web scraping, working with CSV, XML, JSON files, graphic programming, tkinter, working with Excel files, Excel workbook, data analytics, introduction to data science, pandas module in brief, numpy module in brief, matplotlib, right? This is what Python core and advanced, right? So yes. And people who wants to go for full stack Python, right? Total Python package, including this Python frameworks like Django, web frameworks, Django installation, Django project architecture, application creations, views, templates, models. So we'll be developing many applications using this Django, right? Like 15 to 20 apps we'll be developing. And UI technologies, people who doesn't have knowledge on UI, first will be given knowledge on this HTML in brief, CSS in brief, JavaScript in brief, right? And MySQL database. So just in the last class, just I was saying you, right? Yes. So for only Python, we'll be spending a lot of time, right? It's to get that full command on this Python. The 30 topics, whatever I said, right? 70 hours we'll be spending, 2 months duration. It's an offer batch. It's just 5,000 is the fee structure for it. for Python 4 and Python 4 and advanced. And for full stack, for Python full stack, right? People along with Python, you'll be given knowledge on these frameworks like Django and Flask frameworks. And also you'll be given knowledge on these UI technologies like HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and a part of Bootstrap and REST API, right? And MySQL database and project. For all this also, we are going to spend nearly 70 hours for that, 2 months duration, and the 7,000 is the fee structure for it. But if you're taking the entire package, so it will be like Python and this frameworks, 12,000. But if you're taking the entire package with a single payment, right, it's 10,000 is the fee structure. Timings. Okay, before I come to the timings, right? So if you want, if you're unable to spend 4 months duration for this entire Python package, Monday to Friday, you can go with Python, and there Saturday and Sunday mornings, these frameworks, there are many batches will be starting in the mornings, right? Saturday, Sunday, weekend batches are available for this framework, where you can go parallelly in the weekdays, Monday to Friday, with the Python and frameworks on Saturday mornings, Saturday and Sunday mornings available, right? Otherwise, one after the other, you can do it, right? So timings, right? 10 days for the first 1 week or 10 days, it will be at 10 p.m. Later, it will be starting at 9 p.m., right? Yes. And what are the offerings, right? You'll be getting the live recorded videos of each and every session, right? Soft copy of the class notes to your mail IDs, recorded videos to your Google Drives, assignments, tasks, right? And resumes and the interview questions, and WhatsApp group will be created for technical discussions. And more in Python, more than 300 code examples will be discussed. And in this frameworks, nearly 20 applications will be discussed, will be developed, right? And all the sessions will be interactive. You can ask queries, you can respond, right? During the sessions. And there is one more, I also deal with big data, right? Yes, people who wants to go for big data. Yes. Hadoop, there is a package like Hadoop, PySpark, Linux, and Python. In that, this Python 2 months course is included in the big data package, Python core and advanced, right? So this is the fee is 15,000, 12 weekends per. So it's a Hadoop, PySpark, and Linux is a weekend batch. Only on Saturday and Sunday evenings, you'll be having sessions on this. Okay. So once you got enrolled with the big data package, you can attend this big data and Python, both you can attend. But still, if you want the frameworks of Python also, right? So if you want both a big data package and Python package, whatever the Python package I discussed, this one, this 8 components, including Python core advanced, and these 8 components, and this how to big data, right? The just it's the total package for both big data and Python. It's 20,000, right? And for only big data, it is 15. And for only Python, right? Entire Python package, it is 10. So if you want to both, right? So it's 20,000. Right? Any queries you want, you can go with your queries. And tomorrow, everyone, you can join the session, same time at 10 p.m. using the same link to see more on this one. Yes. Any queries you got, anyone? Some query was asked, Ajit, right? So yes.
Yeah, exactly. I'm from the DevOps background. So is it useful for maybe automation script?
See, one thing, even people who are from AWS DevOps, we have got modules I'm saying. Python is providing like Boto 3 module is available, right? And not only this, right? People from different environments will be updating Python, like data science environment, big data, AWS DevOps environment, networking environment, IoT, uh, robotics, different environments today, different high-end technologies, they are using Python. So the domain-specific models you need to get explored, you need to explore it, right? So during the course, how to explore any Python module, how to use it, how to use each functionality, how to get the help of any module. So people from data, so tomorrow, once you got the knowledge, you'll be exploring that your domain-specific modules. People from data science, like only those domain data science related modules. People of big data, only the big data related models. People from this DevOps environment, their related models only, we can explore it. For that, how to work with it, how to import, or different ways of importing, renaming, reloading, and also you'll be learning how to create our own modules, right, in our course. So as part of the course, I am discussing some modules, right, data science related, big data related, operating system related, database related, regular expressions, graphic related, right? And for Excel files, different file formats related, right? I'll be discussing many. By that, you will be getting command like how to work with the modules. Later, you can also just explore your domain specific modules. So you will be getting command, right? As you said, how to write these scripts, right? Using Python. So Python is a totally, we say like Python scripts, we say, right? Writing Python scripts. Okay.
Yeah, okay, thank
So
you.
that's what it's not like 45 hours course, right? Where that's why I'm saying 70 hours. In brief, in depth, we'll be discussing about all this. Right? Yeah. Any other queries, right? Anyone?
Yeah, I have one query regarding the big data. So first, the Hadoop, PySpark, then Linux, or how would be the I mean, teaching delivery
See,
means
so here, just observe this. So once you got enrolled, right, you can attend any of my batch, but if based on your time period, if you got very less time, you can go parallelly with all those. But one second, where is it? Okay, here, when people updating with Hadoop, right, they'll be updated with Python parallelly. When Hadoop is going, where Hadoop doesn't require any, we won't be using any Python there. So when Hadoop is going, Python we will be updating. By the time this Hadoop gets completed, right, it's a weekend batch, right? It requires 4 to 5 weekends for Hadoop to complete. 4 to 5 weekends. By the time 1 month you'll be spending, right, Python Hadoop 4 will be completed at once. So by the time PySpark starts, nearly 50 to 60% of your Python completes. By the time, right, PySpark starts. By the time you'll be having that knowledge of this Python, right, then PySpark will be discussed. Even for
okay.
this, even for this framework.
How about Linux? I mean, the Linux will be
Linux will be discussed, right, immediately when the practical is going to start.
okay in the duration of Hadoop itself, right?
Yes, yes.
So Linux.
The Hadoop itself only it will
Okay.
be discussed.
Okay. Then okay, fine.
Yeah.
Got it.
So, and even if for this also, right, when Python is going, right, parallelly, immediately the Django framework won't be discussed. UI technologies like HTML, CSS, JavaScript will be discussed parallelly if you are going. Means this doesn't require any Python knowledge. By the time 50% of your Python completes, this will be done. Then the Django framework where you require Python knowledge, right? So that's what. Okay.
Okay, and the basic Python that would takes around 4 to 5 weeks. Later, the advanced also will cover around 4 weeks.
Yes. Yes.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Fine, right?
Hello, sir.
Yes,
Hello,
yes.
sir.
Go ahead.
This is Hardik here.
Yes.
So I'm from cybersecurity background, and mostly I'm going to use Python for automation. So how much we are going to cover on base of automation in regards with automation?
So generally, 1 second, I want to make it clear for all the background, right? People from all the backgrounds will be learning Python, right? So
Mhm.
1 second. There are two categories of people who learns Python, right? First thing. The
Yep.
first category of people, they learn Python core and advanced. After that, they'll go
Mm-hmm.
for different other environments like data science.
Mm-hmm.
They go for big data.
Yep.
Yes. And after that, okay, like writing scripts in DevOps environment, IoT, robotics. And for this, people, they have got Selenium, right? Selenium with Python, right? For this
Yep.
general, for going for automation, right? So
Mm-hmm.
first, for all these things, prerequisite is Python, right? Total coding goes in Python for this. So first category of people who learns Python and going for this, their career won't be in Python. Their career will be in data science or big data on these environments, right? But not in Python. But the implementation goes in Python, right? Second
Yep.
category of people who wants to become a Python developer or Python full stack developer, compulsory they need to have the knowledge about the frameworks like Django or Flask.
Mm-hmm.
Because to develop a project in Python, this Django Flask required, where we follow MVT architecture, model view templates.
Mhm.
So compulsory you need to have the knowledge on frame, just similar to Java frameworks, right? Like Springs, Hibernate. In the same way for Python, this frameworks knowledge is required if you want to you want to have a career in Python, right? So
Sure.
that's what, so after learning Python, right, people so as part of the course, I'll be discussing modules, how to work with, how to explore it, right? Later, you are going to go with these things. So,
Actually, my question is regarding, see, I work in the security aspect of infrastructure. So mainly Python, which I'm trying to learn,
mm,
since I will be working on logs and getting more secure features or automating all the repeated tasks.
okay.
So
So
mainly,
yes, so in that, right, I'm going to discuss as part of this, right, some
mhm,
logging model for creating log files,
mhm,
and there is one sys module available. There
yes.
is OS module available.
Uh-huh.
This will be discussed, right? As for this and writing. Logging model, creating log files,
Hello.
generating log files, and the
Hmm.
sys model, OS model. These things shall be covered. Yes.
Okay, got you. Got you.
Hello.
Oh, yes. Yes, go with your query, right? Yes.
Hello.
Yeah, go with your query. Pijush.
Yeah. Actually, I'm a fresher.
Hmm.
So I'm from the mechanical background. I was working in the mechanical field from last 2 years, but
Yes, yeah.
now I
People
want
from
to switch in the finance world.
yes, that's what, right?
Yeah.
People with any
Now, yeah,
background, you
I
can.
want to switch in Python. Yeah. So, means actually, I want to know ki means after 2 months of study, then what is the opportunity like I'll get? Means any job ready? CV will give ready or
See, freshers, right? Freshers, if you have got
Mhm.
knowledge on this Python core and advanced, so mostly they'll be testing you on Python core and advanced. But this learning on this Django is an added advantage for you, but mostly for freshers, you'll be tested on this Python core and advanced. So they will test you the command in this, right? Just so that's why I'm saying we'll be spending more time by with many working examples, right? Only thing is attending the sessions regularly, interacting during the sessions, and spending time for the practical, and just building your own code whenever this practicals, this assignments and task is provided. So it's not a big, huge program codes you are not going to write in Python. So if you build command in this Python, definitely if you attend interviews, especially freshers, right? Yes. So many program codes which during the interview they ask write a program code that I'll be discussing during this, right? So
okay.
basic programs what they ask during this Python, right? When you go for interviews, right? Write a code,
Mhm.
right? Those things will be discussed during, especially keeping freshers in point of view and the experienced people. Experienced people, right? Compulsory they need to have this knowledge on this framework and UI technologies. And if
No,
you're if you're
yeah,
posting these
got it.
things on your resume, right? Freshers, right? It's a big,
Mhm. Mhm.
okay, that is up to you whether you update, right? And
Yeah, sure.
yes, okay. Not, it's not like there is no 100% whatever we discuss, everything will be understandable, right? By you people, right?
Mhm.
Okay, it's really whether you're from zero programming skills you have got, but only thing attending the sessions regularly and doing the practicals regularly, right?
Yes, I have zero programming knowledge because I am from
Yes,
mechanical background.
nothing. Whether you got zero programming or 10 years programming knowledge, also you are new to this Python, right? All the Python syntaxes will be discussed from the scratch, right? Is that right?
And I want to know means after completion of the course from DurgaSoft, is there anything means I'll get means job ready that is there any job opportunities will I get?
Okay. See, only thing freshers will be having many interviews, right? You can means so you can just observe, right? Just observe this. In the last class also, I was just showing you, right? A lot of Python is mostly used today in that it's the #1 ranked programming language with diversified number of applications. So you can just say in the last class, I was showing you a popular coding language. Python is the #1 rank. So if you see the Python jobs, developer jobs also, right? Lot of jobs, right? 1,49,307 Python openings. 1,49,307 Python openings in Naukri. And as in the last class, I was saying, if you say popular coding language, if you check in Google, right? Yes. And 1 second, and see that results for that. Yes. So if you observe, if you go back, popular coding language means Python, JavaScript, HTML, CSS. This all will be covered in our Python. This everything is going to be covered in full stack course, right? Python, HTML, CSS, JavaScript, SQL. This all the skills required, right? And if you see the more results of this, you see Python remains the most popular language, most popular programming language. The most popular programming language is Python stands first. Ranking wise also, right? If you see the ranks, Python is the #1 ranked. Python next comes Java, JavaScript. And even if you see the jobs, if you see 1 second, you see this ranking by job openings, Python and SQL stands first, and the average salary is also Python. So there is good scope for Python now and even in the coming years, right? So mostly used programming, right? Directly or indirectly, any software person is going to have knowledge on Python. Even the administrators also, right? People from non-programming side, the writing automation scripts, instead of writing the shell script, right? They can write Python scripts instead, where it looks very simple and easy to understand. Right? Yeah.
Okay.
So, okay, fine. Tomorrow we can attend the session, everyone, same time using the same link. So if I'm done with the queries, if there are no other queries, I will sign off for now. Meet you tomorrow, same time, same link. Right? Thank you all.
So the
Yes.
link will come to us, or I have to connect with that.
You can follow the same today's link only for tomorrow, day after tomorrow, right? But tomorrow and day after tomorrow you can attend, but later the link is going to change, right?
Okay, got it, got it. Then I have to pay the amount.
Yes, yeah.
Right.
You can see in the chart, right? Everyone, you can see in the chart the the contact details of the online team, the course content of Python full stack. If anybody, if you're not attended the previous session, right? The demo video link is given. You can copy that. You can copy the entire message, right? Payment details, everything is provided in the Zoom chat, right? By the online team. Yes. Their
Python 4 and advanced fees just
fee is 5,000. It's an offer batch. Yes. Okay.
So this 5,000, that batch will happen on every day at 10 o'clock, 10 p.m.
10 p.m. Late first 1 week, 10 days it will be. Later it will be at 9 p.m. Starts at 9.
That will improve.
So before you do with the payments, right? You clearly said about the timings, right? Fine.
Sure.
Okay. So I'm stopping for now. Meet you tomorrow. Yes. Good night.
Yes.